First of all, I'm sorry, try to ignore my hair. I don't know what it's doing, it's getting out of hand. Second of all, sorry if I sound like a dying cat. I have a cold or something of that matter and it's just not going away. But anyways, as surprising as it might be to some people, I have another story, or a group of stories I should say. I have some written down on this piece of paper because apparently it's 1936 and I can't just write stuff in my phone. I don't know how many stories I'm gonna be doing. I have a bunch written on this paper, so it depends. Basically just gonna talk until I'm bored and then, you know. These stories don't have like a set theme, just kind of really weird things that have happened to me, or bad things like me getting in trouble. You know, it's kind of just all over the place. But yeah, without any further ado, I guess let's get started. So first I'm gonna start off with the fact that me and my friends used to sneak out of the house all the f***ing time. I really don't know how we didn't ever get caught. We would just leave through the front door and not care about making any noise. Either my parents were actually deaf or they just didn't care. We would always wait till like 1 or 2 a.m. So by this time of the night, there was literally no one on the streets except maybe like police officers, which that's gonna come into play in this story very soon. And there was this park at an elementary school like 5 minutes from my house. So we would always end up going there. So me and my friend would always meet another one of our friends there. But one night in particular, we were actually on the swings. I remember this so vividly. And a cop came up to us with a flashlight, honestly shining it in our eyes, blinding us, and basically this is how it went down. What are you kids doing out so late? Oh, nothing, we just went out for a walk. Oh, you went for a walk at this hour of night just to come out and play on the playground? Yes sir, we really didn't think it would be a problem, but if it is, we can leave. Are you guys under the influence of anything? And let me quickly point out, we were in 6th or 7th grade at this time. I didn't drink or do anything. And neither of the people I was with was really saying anything, so it was basically just like me talking to the cop. But he asked us how old we were and we said like 13. I mean, he was kind of being a jerk about it because he just like kept interrogating us and asking us if we were drunk or high. He just told us that we had to walk home and we couldn't ever go to this park again. So we got banned from this park, and after this happened, there was a sign that was put up in front of the park that said like, can't come after 9 p.m. or something. But I'm pretty sure like a week later we went out and did the same thing, so didn't stop us. The next story takes place at the park again, but during this time, I was in 8th grade, I think, and me and my friends, we were out one night and it was probably like 7 or 8, and there was these brownies that just came out that they sold in stores, like in gas stations, and they were called Lazy Cakes. Honestly, I think I still have the wrapper for some reason. Hold up, let me go check. Oh my god. Don't ask me why I still have this. I think I was just so proud of it that I kept it for all these years. But right on the front, it says not suitable for children. And it says the serving size is half a brownie. And I want you to remember that. So at this time, these things were so cool. Everyone in school used them. You were the coolest person ever if you ate them. And we wanted to get some, so we asked one of our moms to go into this like 7-Eleven and buy 3 of these Lazy Cake things. She had no idea what it was. She just thought it was some kind of like snack. Like she didn't even read into it, which she probably should have before getting it for us. That's besides the point. So we have our brownies and we're back at the park and we're planning to eat them at like 9 p.m. So whatever, 9 o'clock rolls around and we rip open these brownies and we start eating them. I was scared because I didn't know like what it would do. I kind of thought it was like weed, but obviously you could buy it in a store, so it wasn't anything crazy. We all start eating this brownie and of course it's good. Like it's a brownie. We're gonna keep wanting to eat more. So all 3 of us end up eating the entire thing. But I don't know if we could have like overdosed on it because the serving size was half a brownie, but we were 13, so we didn't read this, we didn't care, we just wanted to be cool. We took it and then like I just remember pretending to be high, kind of like pretending like I was smoking a blunt and I was high as fuck. But then as time went on, it kind of was like I wasn't pretending anymore and it was really happening. Like I wasn't high like I would be from weed, but like I just started getting really tired and I started getting dizzy and I remember feeling so sick. I don't remember much of what happened after this, and I don't know if it's from the brownie or just because it was so long ago. But I remember a cop car drove by and we were all so paranoid and so scared that that's when we just were like, we have to stop this, we have to go home. But yeah, I just remember I was like tripping on sleep medicine. I don't even know. That was just a really stupid decision and I don't know why we did it. Okay, so this is the last story and it's probably the most interesting. But this is when I was going through my emo phase and I was friends with this girl that was like so emo and this story pisses me off, honestly. So anyways, we were hanging out, whatever, and we decided to have a sleepover. Quickly, I just forgot to mention that this was my first time ever hanging out with this girl, and I think that's kind of like a critical part of the story, but yeah. Anyways, so these 2 friends came over to my house and we just did whatever. I don't remember what we did, but I remember later on it started getting so weird. At one point in the night, this girl asked us, I forget how we even got on the topic because it wouldn't just come up randomly, I feel like, but she asked us if we wanted to pose naked for pictures. She said she had some like secret project she was working on and she needed people to pose. Obviously we both said no. We were like kind of weirded out by this, but didn't really think much of it. We ended up like laughing about it, whatever, like it was a joke, haha. So nighttime rolls around and I mean we're in 7th grade, so we probably went to bed at like 10, whatever. And I had bunk beds in my room at this time. So her and my other friend were up on the top bunk. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night to someone walking down the ladder on the bunk bed, and I heard like some rustling and just moving around, but I didn't think anything of it because I was like half asleep. So whatever, I go back to bed and I remember I had my iPod Touch, which at this time, iPod Touches had just came out. They were pretty expensive and they were super cool. But I remember my iPod was on the floor next to my bed right before I went to sleep. And when I woke up in the morning, it was gone. At this time, I didn't really think like much of it. I just thought like, oh, I lost it. So whatever, we like hang out the rest of the day. My friends go home, I come home and I start looking for it. I would say maybe a few days later, we were in school and I was in class with this emo girl. And it had crossed my mind, maybe this girl stole it, like I heard someone come down. And I remember we were in science class and it was right at the end of the period, so like we could talk or whatever. And I had turned to her and I said, you know, I really can't find my iPod anywhere. And I remember her going like, oh really? That's so weird, like I don't know. And I was like, okay, bitch, I'm not dumb. So I went to my mom after school and I told her like what had happened, and she said we need to bring it up to the principal. So I think my mom might have called and I went in and talked to him and he told us to get like the pin number. So we got the iPod box, we got the pin number. He called this bitch down to his office, he took the iPod, he found the pin number. I got my iPod back. Let me say, when I got the iPod back, there was a bunch of pictures of her and a bunch of pictures of like naked girls on it, and it was so f***ing weird. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting story because it was just such a weird night. Like I remember every little aspect of it was so weird. And if the emo girl right now is watching this,
I don't fuck with you.
If you enjoyed this story time and want to see more, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I have more stories. Maybe leave some comments of like topics of stories that you want me to talk about. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.